This time of year, I hear a lot of weak talk out there about just getting a spot at the table. Excuse me, a spot? What you talking about? No, sir. I put in my time. I want to own that table. I mean, the lights are bright, the felt is clean, and every team in the league is staring down the same thing.
Earn the right to dance. Go, win on three. 1, 2, 3.
One last shot to keep their season alive. So whether you're used to deep playoff runs or you root for a team that's constantly chasing one,
Now this changes everything. Comes down to this.
there can be no more miscues.
Can't make mistakes here.
Folks, you're in for a day of heartbreakers and miracle makers. It's about to bounce every way from Sunday.
We the ones they talk about. That is nasty. He's as good as NFL football gets.
But no matter, folks, today, like every day, it's about one thing: the hustle. So who's next? Rack 'em.
Well, let's see if Trevor Lawrence can rack them up today. One more win, and they clinch the AFC South. Next up is the comeback kid, though, Philip Rivers and the Colts, who, by the way, Rivers is going to join us live right before kickoff a little bit later on in the show this morning. In the NFC South, despite winning just one game since October, Baker Mayfield and the Bucs still control their own destiny to grab a fifth straight division crown. They'll head down I-75 to Miami, trying to make it happen. Also on the agenda, the Patriots and MVP hopeful Drake May are in line to take the AFC East for the first time in 6 years. It starts at the top of the hour as they face the Jets. Then, like everyone else, they'll be tuned to Fox to see what the Bills do in America's Game of the Week. Reigning MVP Josh Allen and Buffalo host the defending Super Bowl champion Eagles in what could be a preview of this year's Super Bowl. We'll preview that and more on the one and only Fox NFL Sunday, presented by the GMC Sierra family of trucks. We are professional grade. Come on in and stay a while, folks. I'm Kurt Menefee. Hope you're enjoying this holiday weekend. Thanks for joining me, Terry Bradshaw, Howie Long, Michael Strahan, and Rob Gronkowski. And a thanks to Walton Goggins for helping us out. Fallout Season 2 is now streaming exclusively on Prime Video. All right, you boys have a good Christmas?
Great Christmas.
Yes.
That was great. How about you, Kurt?
It was all good. I got my wife some Hermes rocks. So
Hey, I found out if you'll give your wife rocks, you can save a lot of money.
Well, you really believe that your wife did get Hermes rocks. Things happen.
I never heard of that. Nobody told me about
because
rocks.
they're not real. That's what they told
Kurt,
you.
I know. Don't make me. I know they're not real. I know that now.
Right.
But I could have saved a lot of money. I got out in the yard and got the rocks, but they got me on that.
It all worked out for him. All right, let's talk football because it has been a busy Week 17. In fact, 5 games are already in the books.
It is a gorgeous day for Christmas football.
Aaron Jones, touchdown! Halftime was nothing but a G thing. Jordan Addison, like Superman.
The Lions' playoff hopes are now officially gone.
He makes a run inside the 5, next to the goal line. Touchdown, Denver. Bo throws back in the end zone. Touchdown, R.J. Harvey.
It could be the last home game for Travis Kelce. The #1 seed in the AFC is still at stake.
The theme of the day, win and in.
TJ throwing, has Higgins, rock and roll. Jaden Higgins slows long down left side, and Jalen Nolan, another bomb by Stroud. Checkmate. The Houston Texans are back in the playoffs.
Packers have clinched the playoff spots tonight, but there's a lot more to play for here. Derrick Henry to the goal line. Touchdown, Ravens! Give it to Henry left side. The king is in! Derrick Henry came to Green Bay and said, put this game on my shoulders to keep the Ravens' playoff hopes alive.
All right, so as we go into action today, here's a look at the up-to-the-minute playoff picture. We know 6 of the 7 teams in the AFC playoffs. The only thing to be decided is the winner of the North. It'll either be the Steelers or the Ravens, one, not both. Similar story in the NFC, where the only thing left is to decide who wins the NFC South. It'll be either the Buccaneers or the Panthers, not both. 6 of the 7 teams already lined up. And we talk about the AFC. By the end of the day, in fact, the Broncos could officially have the #1 seed locked down. The question is, are they the best team in the AFC?
Ooh.
Might be the team that just went up there last week and beat them. I mean,
Jacksonville.
Who can't Jacksonville beat? I mean, the AFC's so wide open. I mean, every week you think, well, we got to figure it out, and somebody takes a step
Howie,
back.
I'm kind of a defensive guy, I believe, and I just,
Houston.
from what I saw, man, that Houston team is scary, man.
With AFC, 4 teams with 11 wins, 1 team with 12 wins, 1 team with 13 wins. Houston looks great defensively, offensively, a little rocky at times.
Up and down.
The Patriots, I think, pretty consistent.
But yeah, I'm going with Jacksonville, though. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is playing his best football of his career, and their defense is hot, led by the linebacker, Josh Allen. And on top of that, I mean, they're with that trade for Jacoby Myers, he elevated the offense to another level.
A number 2
mentioned
receiver
Houston.
comes in and lifts the building.
You mentioned Houston.
Right.
They won 8 straight. The last 7, they've given up 21 points or less. Is there any offense in the AFC that can challenge them come playoff time?
Boy, I haven't seen it. The only team, maybe Jacksonville, and God, it's hard for me not to think of Sean Payton's offense in Denver. But Jacksonville, when Jacksonville went to Denver and put on them, even minus all the 5 sacks that Trevor Lawrence went through, boy, that offense in Jacksonville.
I'm going to go back to the well again. I'm going to say the Patriots.
Hey, let's talk about the Ravens. Even with the win last night, if the Steelers win one of their last 2, Baltimore's out of the playoffs. What happened to the Ravens? Too little too late last night?
I think, Lamar fell apart. I mean, it was just not just 1 injury, 2 injuries, 3 injuries. It was a culmination of 4 or 5 injuries throughout the course of the season.
Offensive line, red zone was terrible for them. They couldn't score.
Defense fell apart as well, all the injuries that happened to them. And also, no one's really talking about, I don't think their coaching was that great this year. I mean, they finally figured it out week 17 to hand the ball off to Derrick Henry. I mean, he went for over 30 carries last night and over 200 yards, 4 touchdowns. They should have been doing that all year long.
I think Lamar got hurt, started out slow, made a comeback, then dipped a little bit. Defense wasn't playing great at one point. Now they seem to be playing better. I just think a little bit too late.
Michael, I believe there's a window in the NFL when a team builds itself up and then they get there, then they plateau and they either win Super Bowls or get to the championship game, and then they start this way. Yeah. And I think that's kind of what happened to Baltimore. They had their shot. They never got to the Super Bowl. But when you have these athletic quarterbacks that are so dynamic, I've said it 1,000 times on this show, you run in the NFL at the quarterback position, you are eventually going to get hurt.
He's been the extreme.
Two quickies here.
Yeah.
Can the Packers get healthy enough to do anything in the playoffs?
No.
And then, do you think we've seen the last of Travis Kelce play his last home game on Thursday night with Kansas City?
No, I don't think so. I hope not. He's still an excellent. It's up to him. Is the love gone? Then if the love's gone, yeah. I mean, this guy here, he retired and came back.
He's played well enough. He's played well enough to
keep going.
Have earned the right to come back. But what's he coming back to? And that's the question. I don't see him in another uniform.
No.
Either. I think he's going to test the market out there, and he has to vie for a championship in the Super Bowl if he comes back. And I don't really see that happening with the Kansas City Chiefs. It's going to be a rebuild year, kind of. They may have the potential to do it, but also he has so many opportunities outside of the game of football. Is his heart in the place of, hey, what's the next venture for me, or do I really love the game of football and I need to come back?
Everybody talk about the opportunity. That's great, but at the end of the day, he's a football player. Get it out of his system. Get everything out because you never want to live with regrets. And all of these other things that come after, that's supplemental. Worry about your main thing before you worry about everything else.
In the offseason and comes back
as long as he loves it, I hope he has no regrets when he does.
It amazes me that you and Kelce are the same age and you've been retired for 4 years now.
It amazes me as well. Maybe, it's shocking.
All right, hey, we just mentioned the Steelers. The NFL suspended DK Metcalf for the final 2 games of the year, as we all know, for physical contact with a fan. Jay Glazer, there's actually history between these two?
Yeah, guys, I know you love when I use props, so I'm bringing this out here for you guys. But I actually have the security communication between the Detroit Lions and Seattle Seahawks security from a game last year when DK Metcalf, when he was with the Seahawks, complained about that exact same fan to security. And at the time there, he asked that fan be removed over very derogatory comments. I'm not going to repeat what the comments are that are on here. And obviously, guys, we don't condone ever hitting a fan or anybody else. But in this, it says, when we investigated during the game, the individuals around him states and corroborated that the fan was being out of line and had indeed said these derogatory statements. They even asked us to remove the guy. The odd part of this also is that the Pittsburgh Steelers had no knowledge of this.
Okay, so that was last year. When Mike Tomlin found out about it this year, the incident happening, what was his reaction?
This was actually kind of funny. Where I was talking to Mike Tomlin about this morning. He said, look, I was mic'd up. When you're mic'd up, nobody wants to talk to you. So I didn't know. Finally, Arthur Smith came over to him and wrote it on his call sheet. DK hit a fan, to which Mike Tomlin went, okay, then. Can't make it up.
Hey, one other thing you can't make up this time of year, teams start making all these personnel moves. Any surprises?
This is a big surprise. Guys, I've actually learned that Arthur Blank, the owner of the Atlanta Falcons, has had talks with Matt Ryan, his Pro Bowl quarterback, to come back, not like a Phillip Rivers move, but actually come in a front office role. They have had talks lately. Obviously, nothing's been done yet, though. People close to Matt Ryan told me he's seriously considering it. But if this happens, it will be a significant front office role for the Atlanta Falcons.
And he's a legend in that franchise. Thanks a lot, Jay. I know later on you're going to have more on the Max Crosby situation. And we got plenty more to come as we get you set for the kickoff.
Coming up, Josh Allen won't have to contend with Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow this postseason. Does that mean it's the Bills' year? Not if Mike Vrabel has anything to say about it. He tells our own Christina Pink all about the revolution in New England. And Phillip Rivers is back in the saddle in Indianapolis. He joins us live to tell us what it's like to be back on the field. All that and more next on Fox NFL Sunday. In a league built on spotlights,
Matt Stafford, MVP level.
one QB has lived in the shadows.
Sensational.
Over 60,000 passing yards, completion after completion.
He knows he's on fire.
Touchdown after touchdown. But when ballots were counted, not a single first-place vote.
That is bananas.
Matthew Stafford. The resume is complete. The recognition still waiting.
All right, something tells me he's going to get a few first-place votes this year, right? He's got to be the favorite.
Yeah. Stafford, I don't think there's a question that he'll win it. The year he's had, it's simply amazing.
And amazing.
It's fun to watch.
Year so late in his career.
17th year, in fact.
I agree. If there's a dark horse, it's Josh Allen, who's done more with less.
Well, we're going to find out. That vote will come up a little bit later, as will Coach of the Year. That race a lot tighter.
It's a dead heat for Coach of the Year. Liam Cohen has the Jags surging atop the South. Sean Payton's Broncos are back on top and the current AFC #1 seed. Mike Vrabel has flipped the AFC East as his Pats lead the way. Things turned around in Chicago under Ben Johnson's leadership. In Seattle, Mike McDonald's Seahawks soar as the top seed in the NFC. And Kyle Shanahan clawed his way into the playoffs with a banged-up 49ers team. Who will take the crown?
All right, let's take a closer look at the Coach of the Year race in our precision coverage brought to you by GMC. TB, who are you taking?
Liam Cohen.
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville coach. I think what he's done is just simply amazing down there with that young quarterback. The fact that go back to Tampa Bay with his coordinator there and what he did up there with Baker Mayfield, who threw 43 touchdown passes, went him there. Then now this year down to 23. Then you look at the guy he has now. I tell you, the job he has done in Jacksonville is just short of fantastic.
Michael.
Yeah, he's done a nice job, but no one's done a better job, in my opinion, than Ben Johnson. I mean, they're in Chicago from worst to first. And when you bring in a head coach, it's usually like, okay, let's change the offensive culture, the defensive culture, this or that. He's changed everything. Literally everything. And if you want to see the impact that he has on the team, look at the team that he left. Look at the Detroit Lions. They're nowhere near what they were. You look at the Chicago Bears, they're everything that Detroit was last year. He took Caleb Williams, who everyone said, well, this guy's a bust. He's not worth it. Now this guy is only trending up. And who cannot love a coach that took his shirt off so the whole city could get hot dogs? He has inspired me, America. He has inspired me.
Okay. All right.
But you know what? I don't want to do that to you.
Because you don't want to inspire me to take mine off either,
okay.
All right?
Well, if we're going to take our jackets off,
I know I'm keeping mine on. That's all I'm saying right here. Gronk, who are you taking?
I mean, both of those coaches have been great, but I think it goes to Kyle Shanahan, especially if he wins his division, which is the hardest division in football. He has dealt with more injuries than any other team this year. His two-star players on the defensive side of the ball went down in Bosa and Fred Warner, and they figured figured it out. They're not great on defense, but they figured it out. And also on the offensive side of the ball, he has won 5 games with his backup quarterback, Mac Jones. Mac Jones is the backup quarterback. George Kittle was out for a little bit as well, one of the best tight ends in the NFL. It just shows the brilliant football mind that Coach Kyle Shanahan has. And if he gets the #1 seed and wins that division, he 100% deserves Coach of the Year.
That was decent argument.
All right.
I'm going to say,
I'll take it. I'll take.
I'm going to say Mike Vrabel, for an organization that was in a bit of a free fall. I think to maximize the talent of Drake May and put an emphasis on protection, bringing back Josh McCown as the coordinator. I think that was a big key. I think it's accountability, it's a plan, it's tough love. You know, you see him embracing players coming back in the locker room after games. Yeah, it's the weakest schedule in the league, but, you know, you got to win football games in the league, and they've done that at a real record pace.
So, seriously, who do you think's going to win it?
That's what this whole discussion was about.
I know, but
if he gets the #1 seed.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. The 2 #1 seeds right now, Seattle and Denver. You didn't choose either of their head coaches. You could vote for both those guys as well. Howie, well, you just talked about him, and later in the show, we'll actually hear from Coach Vrabel, who chats with Christina Pink as New England sits on the verge of reclaiming the AFC East. And in Indy, Philip Rivers continued to reclaim his youth. The ageless QB will join us live from the field as the Colts get ready to take on the Jags here on Fox.
If you're tired of missing games because of another holiday obligation, grab a pair of the all-new Fox NFL Smart Glasses. With their stylish design, you can watch football without anyone knowing.
So I'm like, should we have another one?
Oh, come on, you gotta go for 2.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. I'm gonna get pregnant again.
Yeah, baby!
This has been a really tough year for me personally.
Ooh! Okay. It's gonna be all right. Shake it off. Get back up.
Yeah, get back up. That's the kind of support I need.
We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine.
Boom! It's good! But be careful. All those highlights and stats make it almost impossible to see.
I'm okay.
Never miss a minute that matters most with the Fox NFL Smart Glasses.
This season is crazy.
Coming to a store near you, right? Hey, if we focus in on the AFC playoff picture right now, we don't see Mahomes, we don't see Burrow, so maybe this is Josh Allen's best opportunity to get to the Super Bowl. And Allen has spent much of his football life taking advantage of every opportunity given.
We grow up believing that opportunity will come looking for us. That if we're good enough, if we wait long enough, the doors will swing open.
I didn't have any stars. No star, no offer guy out of high school.
The kid from Firebaugh, California learned early the value of a chance.
I sent emails every day to almost every coach in the nation.
That dreams don't always come with a yellow brick road.
Sent it to every single coach that I could. Really never heard back from anybody.
And big chances, as rare as they are, can't be missed.
All I was asking for is an opportunity.
Junior college, Wyoming, weren't last resorts. They were chances.
With the 7th pick in the 2000.
A call from Western New York wasn't a mistake.
The Buffalo Bills select.
It was Buffalo's chance at redemption.
Josh Allen.
He is going to save this franchise.
The Bills are hoping to get over the hump here.
Beat 5 stars. Guess what? We're all 5 stars tonight, baby.
It's been 7 seasons of almost.
The Bills season is over.
Broken hearts.
Oh my goodness, talk about heartbreak.
And him.
The guy that's kept you out is no longer there.
Chiefs are eliminated from the playoffs.
To arrive here, Josh Allen and the Bills staring down the chance of a lifetime.
Let's not be complacent with this. We got something to chase.
A dream that has never felt more possible.
Howie, it's hard to believe that this is the first AFC playoffs without Brady, Mahomes, or Peyton Manning since 1998. So is the door open for Josh Allen?
And probably no Lamar. I mean, chances are it's going to be no Lamar. It's ironic that, Josh has been such a big part of the last 5-6 years of playoff football, and he gotten to right at the top of the mountain and came up short. You know, the Kansas City game, 13-second game, a lot of frustrations. But ironically enough, with all those guys out, this is probably the worst group in terms of skill players that he's had to play with. This is an offense that's driven by offensive line, by Cook, the running back, and by Josh being Superman in key moments, extending plays in the red zone, being a key contributor. Their defense is not great, but they're a defense that's made big plays in key moments. That being said, I mean, Josh is a guy that can carry a team.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. You're looking at this. They're going against the Philadelphia Eagles defense, lowest completion percentage in the league, least fewest touchdowns given up in the league. Buffalo's passing offense is struggling. Cook has been a godsend to that for the passing game when it has worked. And on the other end, Philly's getting Jalen Carter back, who's a big part of that interior part of the defensive line. And the Eagles are heating up. Offensively, Saquon Barkley, 2 out of the last 3 games, over 100 yards. Only had 100-yard game in the previous 13. And Buffalo's 29th in rushing defense. So it looks like one of these games where if you look at the numbers, you go, Philly should run away with this, but you can never count out Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills.
Gronk, an interesting game tonight. San Francisco, who, if they win out, they're the #1 seed against Chicago, who's already wrapped up the North.
Yes, congratulations to Chicago for winning the North, their division, for the first time since 2018. And they are an absolute scary team to play right now. There's no deficit that's too big for them to not come back from and win. That just shows that they believe, they have heart. They're a team that can stick together and have and be able to come back from anything and believe that they can go out there and win. And their defense is just taking the ball away at just such an insane rate that it allows Caleb Williams to go out there and make insane and dangerous throws, which he has been, and he has been completing those passes as well. On top of that, they got a great run game. They got a great play-action game. The Chicago Bears are a well-balanced football team and are very, very hot right now.
You know what? A team that looked – did you see the game the other night, folks, against the Colts when the 49ers went in there? And Brock Purdy threw 5 touchdown passes, and I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. Made it look so easy. That's a Shanahan offense. I think Kyle Shanahan's offense has always been good. And with Christian McCaffrey at running back and catching and running, it's always been exciting to turn on when you hear that the 49ers on. You want to watch them because they're explosive offensively. The only thing this year, you win in this league, I think most of us agree with this, you've got to have defense. And when they lost Wagner at linebacker, and then when they lost their Boza at end, I mean, you cannot lose 2 stalwarts of your defense and expect to continue winning. Shanahan, I don't know who says it, if they go on and end up being the #1 seed in the NFC, and if they get to the Super Bowl, how can you not say this is his best coaching job ever?
You know, I listen to you. You're so erudite.
I love being erudite.
They're starting to whisper that Fred Warner could be back if they make a run deep in the playoffs. We'll find out about that. We mentioned they do control their own destiny towards that #1 seed. The Raiders, well, they're alive for the #1 draft pick. Jay, you broke news earlier this week about the team shutting down Max Crosby. What's going on there?
Oh, look, I've been on the phone with Max a bunch over the last couple days. He is not happy. And he was like, Jay, I play football. This is what I do. I've had a knee injury since like week 3. I've played with it the entire time. They told me they're shutting me down. I was like, no, absolutely not. I play football. There's no shutting it down for me. I want to be out there. I want to be out there with my teammates. It just wasn't acceptable to Max. And now, remember back at the trade deadline, guys, I said that Max Crosby told me and told the Raiders, I don't want to get traded anywhere, no matter what. You got to wonder now if that still holds true despite this.
All right, we'll find out. Well, the holidays might be over, but the Fox Sports app is still in a giving mood. You have a shot at free money playing Super 6, sponsored by DraftKings. One of today's questions is, who'll have the most receptions? Jamar Chase already over 100 catches for the 3rd year in a row. He's on the field. Meanwhile, inside the locker room, Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars try to make it 7 straight wins and hold on to that lead in the AFC South, while Baker Mayfield and the Bucs are trying to get back in it in the NFC South. And Christian Gonzalez and the Patriots can wrap up the AFC East with a victory over the Jets today and a Buffalo loss. We'll see if both those happen as we continue here with Philip Rivers joining us live in just a bit.
Every career eventually finds its way here. It's not a bad thing. It's earned.
He's done it again! Touchdown San Diego!
After all those Sundays, the noise, the hits.
Rivers in as he throws. Caught! Rivers, where have you been all my life?
Time to get comfortable and let life fill in.
You got 10 kids.
He's coaching high school football.
And what did you say about this thing not being done?
But Philip Rivers couldn't sit still. He felt the pull.
44 years old. See what he's got left.
Not to chase the past, not to fight time,
Man, Philip Rivers came off the couch.
but to answer what the couch couldn't quiet.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Colts have already been eliminated from the playoffs going into the final 2 games. But regardless, it has been inspiring to watch Philip Rivers take the field again. We are so grateful that he has given us a little time before the kickoff of today's game against Jacksonville. Thanks for joining us, Philip. First of all, we know you came back to win games. It hasn't worked out that way for you, but you still have to feel good about this, don't you?
Yeah, I really just overwhelmed with gratitude and thankful to get another shot to play. You know, a kid's game, and certainly thought that had passed, and I was at peace with that. But then you get the call and get a chance to go out to a Wednesday practice and a Thursday practice, and you sit in a blitz meeting again, and all those things that you love, and get in a hot tub at 6 a.m., all those things, and I hate that I couldn't help these guys, this team, you know, get over the hump and get a win or two down the stretch, and unfortunately we're eliminated. But hey, we signed up. I've said it many years. I was out of the postseason. You sign up for 17 of them, and we're gonna give Jacksonville what we got today.
Hey, Philip, Terry Bradshaw, you know, I went all those years wanting to interview you with the Chargers, and finally, once out of your entire career, I finally got to do that, and that was a blast. Now I get to do it again. We all know your story, 10 kids, you're a grandparent now, a heck of a quarterback, and I got to tell you, brother, I love watching you play. Even the other night, I'm right in your body with you. But I got to say, you brought Dad Gummit back, I assume, to the team. Do you know where you got Dad Gummit? That came from the real McCoys. Did you know that?
Yeah, dadgummit's been a phrase around our house ever since I was a little boy. So dadgummit's always been a part of the vocabulary. The let stinking go has become a thing now of late. The young guys here now. I had some former teammates, you know, that are still here, but these young guys that I'm finding out were born in 2001, 2002, when I was already at NC State. They're getting a kick out of the let stinking go. But it's been fun to be a part of a locker room again. It's been a blast to be out here on the field. Like I said, disappointed in the outcomes. But it's just been overwhelmed with gratitude. Thankful for my family's support, too. You know, that's a big sacrifice for them. Coming up to Indy, renting a house, you know, Christmas a little bit disarray, and they've been amazing. So, again, just thankful to, you know, people may ask, hey, well, since you didn't get in, do you regret it? Heck no. Heck no. It's been awesome, other than not winning. But other than that, it's been absolutely awesome to get a chance to play one more time, and excited to get what might be the last time here this afternoon.
Hey, Philip, your story's been such an inspiration to so many people, young and old, and not just your friends and family, but from people all across the country. Do you feel that aspect of it?
Yeah, I have, and that certainly wasn't the motivation. I wasn't chasing glory. I wasn't chasing the Super Bowl. To be completely honest, I wasn't. It was just a chance to play again that came out of nowhere, and I have felt and heard about some of the impact, and certainly thankful for that. Obviously, all these guys, right, over a 17-year career, you get a platform where you hope you can impact people, and that wasn't the motivation behind it, but I'm thankful that maybe it has, you know, because I was scared. I was scared, nervous, unsure, and I knew the safe bet was to go back to the house. But the only way to find out if you could do it was come back out here a little bit out of shape, or a lot out of shape, whatever you say, Strahan and Howie. But go out here and throw it, because this game's always been from the neck up for me anyway. I was never a physical specimen to begin with.
Hey, Philip, you're 44 years old, which makes your story that much more admirable. And I retired at 32 because I was physically done. How does your body feel on Monday and Tuesday, the days after a game?
Better than I thought it was going to. I was nervous. They were going to have to wheel me out of there after when we get to Seattle on 4 days practice. But I actually felt pretty dang good physically, and it's gotten better. You know, my arm's feeling better, my body's feeling better, and that's what makes it even tougher that we hadn't found a way to get in, because had we been able to get in, I think I was going to be almost back to my old self. So it's all good. I've enjoyed the heck out of it. I really want to help this team win today. It's not about me, hasn't been about me, didn't want it to be about me, but I want to help these guys win. It's been a tough slide for them, and a lot of injuries and a lot of mishaps, you know, and this locker room's hurting for a win, and I want to be a part of that winning locker room here this afternoon.
Well, Philip, I got to say, just to clear it up, Howie was the one worried about the weight. That was not me. He threw my name in there to take the heat off of him. But all I want to say is we appreciate you taking your time, coming here, talking to us right before the game. Like I said, you are such an inspiration in what you're doing, man. And we love watching you continue to haul you for your Hall of Fame career there in Indy today.
We love it, man.
So good luck, my friend.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you guys. Hey, Hal, he's just a bigger rip protector. I'm not even that much. See you guys.
You got it. And he's not going to listen to your answer. He's out of there. I tell you what, he's also going to have, he's been coaching high school football, St. Michael down in Alabama. He's having that team here with him to watch it in person today because that has been such a big deal. We've seen the clips of the kids watching him, but he really has been an inspiration to a lot of people, young and old.
Yeah. I mean, you watch him, and I'll be honest with you, they have not won because of him.
He's done fine.
I think he's done a great job. I think he surprised all of us. But watching him play is like watching that kid or like watching that father who goes out and plays to show the son that anything is possible in life. Like a movie. Yeah. And I absolutely love this guy. And this is a guy who's up for the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Who all of a sudden now goes back to play and sets himself back. Yeah. So he shows you it's not about himself. It's about really going out there and enjoying the game.
And some reports have been, will he be back next year? Now that's the shocker.
Hey, why not?
Why not? Yeah.
I guess we'll find out about that. There's a lot more shots to take in between now and then. You know what? Philip Rivers, I tell you what, he had plenty of shots taken when he played against Mike Vrabel, who used to be a linebacker. When we come back, he's now the head coach of the New England Patriots, and they'll tell Christina Pink what it would mean to bring the Pats back to glory wearing a headset instead of a helmet these days. Philip Rivers is going to face these guys today at the top of the hour. We'll have more on that and the rest of Week 17 after a quick break.
Dolphins, how can I summarize this season? You know the person in the office who's always reheating fish in the microwave?
Yeah, it stinks everything up.
You're the reheated fish. Great year, Chargers. You've won a ton of games, and you're in the playoffs. Excellent work.
Then why do I still have to share an office?
You mean the stadium you share with the Rams?
Yeah, they think they own the place.
Whose house?
Both of ours. It's both of ours' house. See what I mean?
You're very loud. Eagles, we've been getting a lot of complaints. People saying you suck, you're garbage, you're not good enough.
Well, your opponents are always going to say bad things after you win the Super Bowl.
Those are your fans. Well, NFC South, I need to promote one of you, but you're all just pretty meh.
You hear that? We're mad. Thank you so much.
No one ever says nice stuff about us.
I can see why. Seahawks, I'm looking at your review, and people are saying you've been very lucky this year, and you don't deserve to be in first place.
Who's saying that?
I can't divulge that information. It's the Rams. You're doing great work. Some might say at a mile-high level. You see what I did there?
Yep.
Because of the altitude.
I get it.
I'm taking a stand-up class.
Can I go?
Bears, you have done some outstanding work this year. Your new leadership style is very impressive.
Yeah! Free hot dogs for everyone! Yeah! Yeah!
Sorry, that was a bit much, right? Okay, very impressive.
I'll tell you what, the year-end review for Mike Vrabel has to be pretty darn good as he tries to get the team he used to play for back to the Super Bowl, this time as a head coach. Right, Christina Pink?
Right, I'd say so. For the Patriots, having Mike Vrabel be one of 3 first-year head coaches that has already punched a ticket to the postseason. He's also the only Patriots head coach that has had 12 wins in his first year. When they made the hire this offseason, it signaled a new era in New England, while also giving this fan base the perfect blast from the past.
When you spend 8 seasons with the Patriots, at any point during that time, did you envision less than 20 years later, you would be back with the guy as a headset?
No, definitely not.
The Patriots go to 12-3. They have clinched a playoff berth.
Usually when you have a first-year head coach, people are thinking, it's got to be a year that they're going to take to rebuild. What does that tell you about why this group has been able to come together?
I think that they have tried to grasp onto the identity, and it hasn't been perfect. Never is, not in this league. And just being able to go on the road, fight one out early in Miami in a tough environment. And then just kind of getting on a roll.
The pass to Williams is perfect. Touchdown.
Patriots are back. I love it. I think trying to be 8-0 on the road is something that's we're excited about.
He throws a long ball down the right side for Kyle Williams. He has it. It's a hell of a throw.
To win a game in that fashion, when you've got guys that are banged up, you're down double digits in the fourth quarter, what did that win tell you about your group?
Well, certainly it was good to see us be able to overcome a lot of things that happened in that game. Going into Buffalo, we had talked about all the different ways and that we had won games, and unfortunately we gave up that lead and then weren't able to come back there at the end, and sometimes that happens. To be able to reset and go on the road again and then have it go their way and us be able to make some plays late was great. Everybody contributed to this win, okay? But we got a long way to go. I want you to realize what your potential is.
Drake said this week, we were talking to the guys about you can't buy back these moments. So what do you miss about your playing days that you try to share with your players?
Just those connections and those relationships. Now we're in our 50s and certainly can't play, but I want them to not take anything for granted. I'm proud to be your coach. You know, you never know when you're going to have another chance to go undefeated on the road or potentially play in games that could win you the division.
Just so you know, 50 is the new 40. Look at Philip Rivers. No?
I'm not pretending to want to go back out. I mean, I was on the show team and a player hit me in the nose. Yeah, so...
As a guy who actually lived those glory days with this franchise, do you think that gives you like a heightened awareness?
What it is it's a blueprint. We have 6 banners that hang in our stadium. That does not guarantee us success. That's a reminder for what you have to do to be able to achieve success. We all learn from places that we've been and people that we've been around, and you try to formulate that in there to help the team.
And you can see the stamp of Mike Vrabel all over this team.
I'd say some polls coming in that have a guy sitting down right here as the favorite for Coach of the Year.
Oh, we got a long way to go for that. That's any honor would be a great honor. Being one of 32 NFL head coaches is an honor enough.
Christina, wonderful job with head coach Mike Vrabel, who is the guy that changed the culture in New England once he was hired as the head coach this year. He got the Patriots back to their winning ways. And going into New York today, it's not as easy as it's going to seem. It's a division rival game. They're beat up. They got about 7 guys out this game, mostly on the defensive side of the ball. So it's going to be a lot more pressure on the shoulders of Drake May going into this game. And they're going to have to dig deep. They're going to have to gut this one out. And they need this win because they need to win their division, and they need that home field advantage going into the playoffs. And on the bright side, they're going to have a lot of guys back that are getting healthy right now, especially one big, huge key contributor on the defensive side of the ball and defensive tackle Milton Williams, and a big key contributor on the offensive side of the ball with offensive tackle Will Campbell. Those two will be ready to go for the playoffs.
Need to win for confidence, too. Yeah.
And if they win and Buffalo loses, then they wrap up the East. Howie, Jacksonville, they've won 6 in a row. Right now, they're still trying to stay ahead of Houston, taking on Indy.
Yeah, I think the key was Liam Cohen. He was brought into Jacksonville for one reason, to fix Trevor Lawrence. And I think over the back end of the season, that job's been done. I think that statement win in Denver, dropping over 30 points. They've over the last 6 games, they've scored 25+ points. He was 14 TDs down the stretch here. I think the game he had last week was the 3 touchdowns, the 1 rushing touchdown. He had 6 touchdowns a couple of weeks ago. Big keys. The receiving room since Jacoby Myers came in has been totally revamped. There's a better feel there, but if they're going to make a deep run, I think running the football has to be key. Last week they took 5 sacks, 14 quarterback hits in Denver. Can't do that down the stretch if you're going to make a long run.
All right, look at the NFC South here for us, Michael. We saw in the piece, how's it going to work out, Tampa and Carolina?
Yeah, I mean, they both control their own destiny. They both are very inconsistent. When you look at Carolina, and this is a team that could have locked it up if they beat the Saints, but they lose to the lowly New Orleans Saints at that time. And then Tampa, they've just been as inconsistent. But that guy right there, Baker Mayfield, boy, when Baker's baking, he is hot. But when he's not, he's not. 2 of the games, he had bat-breaking interceptions in the fourth quarter. That doesn't help you. Defensively, they only have 22.5 sacks at the defense. They brought in Jason Pierre-Paul after 2-year, hiatus to come back and try to help that out. For instance, Myles Garrett has 22 himself, and he'll probably break that record today. So I look at that, and I look at Bryce Young, and I think that Carolina right now seems to be the team that's been a little bit more consistent this season.
I think Mike McDonald, the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks, said, I need a quarterback to run this offense. I'm going to get that guy down in Minnesota. And Terry Bradshaw at Fox was saying, please, Darnold, don't leave Minnesota. Stay there. That's a place you need to be. It's where you've shined. But he has also done the same thing in Seattle. The job he has done this year, he makes me nervous, and then he rallies and makes me proud. He's that kind of a quarterback. Now he's on this on this road of, well, let me go back and visit Carolina. That's the team that got rid of me. Let me go play the Jets eventually. They got rid of me. Let me go to Minnesota. They got rid of me. And finally, I'm happy in Seattle. We never know. Winning is winning. I don't care how you do it. As long as you're winning, that's all we care about. McDonald and the Seahawks do that year in and year out.
All right, talk about winning. It is fantasy football championship time for a lot of folks. Let's get the latest injury info from Jay Glazer with Who's In and Out, brought to you by Geico.
Yeah, don't think I don't notice that every week you make this Geico Gecko a little bit taller. You're not going to intimidate me. Not going to happen. All right, we're going to start here. Trevion Henderson, a star young running back for the New England Patriots. He's been in concussion protocol. Past that, he is active for today. Now, I'm going to talk about a bunch of flu cases today, if you will. Bear with me. Ted McMillan, you guys were just talking about this game with the Bucs and the Panthers. He actually got sick this morning. They're going to IV him. He is in the game today. But the Chicago Bears, they got hit hard to the point where Darnell Wright, their star tackle, he couldn't even fly out with the team last night. So he is flying out right now to San Francisco. They do not know if he can go later. It'll be a game-time decision. And today, two of the receivers, DJ Moore and Zacchaeus, they both popped up as questionable. True game-time decisions. Same thing with the flu. For the San Francisco 49ers, George Kittle, he is a game-time decision, probably on the doubtful side. Anybody else, they wouldn't even let him try it later on today. But it's George Kittle. And Ricky Pearsall, he's been banged up all week, but he is going to go later on for the 49ers, barring something happening here between now and game time. And finally, for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I told you about DK Metcalf, some news there earlier. Now, with him out, Calvin Austin was supposed to get a bunch of those reps, but now Calvin Austin has a hamstring injury. So he's out today. So it's just going to be really wide receiver by committee for the Steelers.
All right, FanDuel is the best place for all your same-game parlay action. Grant, same-game parlay plus today.
Yes, I got Mike Evans, Devon Achane, Jonathan Taylor, and Saquon Barkley all to score a touchdown today.
All right, FanDuel is giving all customers a profit boost to use every NFL game day to go towards bets like this one, where $5 would pay out $60. Let's get to your picks. Grant, Bucks at the Dolphins.
Praying for my Bucks to get back on track. I'm going with Tampa.
Howie, Jags at Colts.
Jags.
TB, Eagles underdogs at the Bills.
Buffalo.
And then Michael, the Bears, 3.5-point underdogs at San Francisco.
Upset Chicago.
All right, it's just about time to get you to your early game kickoffs for the final Sunday of the calendar year. We'll be back with more at halftime or to set you up for the late game between the Eagles and the Bills. Thank you for watching Fox NFL Sunday, presented by GMC.